Hey everybody, what is going on? This is Joe Sound Vibes Live. Guys, we finally made it. We are on episode number 4. And if you kind of look around us, we are in a different studio. We have moved the studios from Fort Lauderdale up to the Stewart Jensen Beach area. So I want to say thank you so much, Maddie Inc. and JC, for helping me with the first 3 podcasts and showing me what to do with the technology and how to edit videos. I really appreciate you guys. Much, much love to you guys. Blessings. So, back to it. Episode number 4. It was a tough choice, but I had to pick an unbelievable man who has personality and heart and incredible talent. And we know who he is. We've seen him around the state, from North Florida down to South Florida. And not only is an amazing talent, an amazing person, he's also a fantastic friend. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce Mr. Drumming with Cam. Let's go. Mr. Cameron, thank you so much for joining the podcast and being part of this unbelievable experience and everything. And let me tell you, you're just inspiration in my life. And I really thank you for showing me the music scene and everything. How are things going with you?
Well, first off, thank you. And I got so much love for you, Joe. It means a lot to be able to be a part of this, to be able to kind of spread a little bit of my message out there with the help of great people. So thank you. If you don't mind, I'd like to do a quick shout out. I want to do a shout out to the Space Coast Drum and Dance Tribe. I love you guys. The Treasure Coast Drum and Dance Tribe. Barefoot Designs, Mark Longnecker, Courtney Dutson. Nothing but love for you guys. And so thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, very, very nice, man, Cameron. I really appreciate that. And let me say a quick thanks for some of the field interviews I've done over the last month. I thank you so much, Noah Music, Brothers Within. Of course, I've did some stuff with Drifting Roots. And also, of course, with you, with Miss Samantha and Miss Emily of Mad Mellow. So thank you guys for giving me that opportunity. Anyway, so let's go ahead and start off. How in the heck I met you? It's a pretty good story how I met you, Cameron, right?
Yeah, so we met at, what was it, Florida Groves.
Florida Groves, 20 years ago.
It was right after COVID was lifted, correct? Yes.
Correct. Mm-hmm.
So COVID was lifted. It was technically my second Florida, my reggae festival ever, because I haven't really been going until like recently, right? So that's where we met, and, we hit it off, and, man, it's just so cool to like be able to see our friendship grow and see what our passions are becoming. Right?
I love you, dude. Yeah, you're awesome, man. I love you, brother. You're fantastic, man.
Thanks,
well,
Joe.
It's funny how we met. I mean, it was year 2023. I was going through some little minor things, the typical breakups. No big deal, whatever. So I went to the festival by myself, okay, in Orlando. This is the Florida Groves, Orlando. I went right by myself.
Yep.
And that's what I was usually doing. I was going to a lot of shows by myself just to kind of get some sound therapy. I remember I was on a field. I can't remember what band it was, but it was like 12 o'clock. I was kind of like one of the first ones in. It was an open field. Nobody was there. I was all by myself, having a good time, but trying to get myself back together, which obviously I have. But I'm just standing there looking at the band, and out of nowhere, you came up to me out of nowhere. And I wasn't...
Shocker, right?
Unbelievable. I'm just sitting there. All of a sudden, you're like, hey.
I'm Cam.
Yeah, my name is Cameron. What's your name? And I was like, Joe. And you're like, hey, where are you from? Like, you starting a nice conversation with me. We conversated for about 15 or 20 minutes out of nowhere. That kind of made me feel really good and happy and accepted into the facility. But, brother, you have an unbelievable friendship and personality. What makes you, what motivates you to engage in people like that? I'm shy.
I think I just life experiences, I've always been a very like positive, optimistic person despite, the ups and downs of life, right? Because we all have them. But, to me, what brings a lot of joy in my life is seeing the joy come out in other people. It makes me come alive. And that's something that I can't really seem to get enough of, Maybe it's selfish, but I just love, especially with the music, bringing people together through it. Yeah.
I see it all the time. You know, when I go out and I see you at different venues, every time, you know, you and I are talking, you're gone. I'm like, where is he? And you're talking to a new person. So you're actually bringing out the energy through your spirit and your soul, and you're attracting a lot of people towards you. And that is the one thing that I felt really, really happy about. And to me, your people will find you. If you're out there looking for your people, yeah, you're not going to find them. You're not going to find, they're going to find you. So I think you found me. And then I started meeting a whole bunch of other people and some other bands and everything. So thank you so much, Cameron, for finding me.
Thank you, Joe.
I love you, dude. All right, anyway.
Sorry. Okay,
what kind of
serious
podcast
time.
is it? It's like, you know, low. Yeah, but anyway, thanks, Cameron. All right, so yes, we all know, everybody knows you around the state, all the different bands and all the supporters and everything. And the big question, what got you into drumming, and how did you start drumming? I mean, look at this. I mean, woo.
So what got me in drumming, since I was a child, like whenever, you know, I've always had like this like energy inside that I've always wanted to like unleash somehow, you know, and I had struggled the majority of my life trying to figure out what this thing was that I felt like was calling me. Like, it just, like my whole lifetime, right? And, you know, when I moved to Cocoa Beach back in 2020, you know, I was on the tail end of my military service.
Thank you for your service. Me too.
Yeah,
I was in the military. We're talking about that. Yep.
Yeah, thank you. And, you know, I went to a drum circle. You know, I found the Kava bars. I quit drinking.
Oh, good.
I found the Kava bars, this place called Bula in Cocoa Beach.
I'm sorry to interrupt you really quick, Cameron.
Yeah.
I noticed a lot of the artists, every one of you guys, don't drink. Even though I've learned a lot of people that have drank a lot in their past, there's been a lot of addiction, but all the artists, a lot of them don't even drink. Why is that? It's amazing.
Well, I don't know about across the country, but definitely Florida, there's a huge shift away from alcohol. Now, I don't, you know, obviously I can be around, I'm almost 2 years without alcohol. I had it, you know, I had an incident, whatever, you know what I mean? But it is what it is. Like, you know, being able to have more control of my life now compared to, you know, 5, 6 years ago, 7 years ago when I was drinking all the time. You know, I found through drumming, the drum circle was like a culture shock for me. I never experienced anything like it. And I'm seeing all these people, different people from all walks of life, having fun, families, kids running around, playing together, and we're just getting down, jamming. And it's just nothing but good vibes and love. And I'm like, I can't get enough of this.
Yeah, they say that alcohol brings down your vibration.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, but we don't want to like...
Yeah, we don't want to do that, man. Unbelievable. That's fantastic, man. Well, congratulations. I'm sorry, when I interrupted you before, you were talking about the Kava bars.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah, we'd love to hear that.
Okay,
yeah.
So, sorry.
I interrupted you. Yeah.
So I found the drum circles, you know, and a lot of amazing members and, you know, of that drum tribe. They kind of took me under their wing, and they, you know, I just was like, once a month, these full moon drum circles, this is not enough. I can't wait a whole, you know, month to do this again. So they actually helped support me, and I had a lot of rallying over the very initial couple years locally up in Cocoa Beach with, and I would start hosting my own drum circles. And, you know, they couldn't have been amazing without all the great people who have been there multiple times or who they've decided to show up. You know,
so
because that's what makes it great.
Circles, which we see, which I have some knowledge about. Anybody that's watching this podcast, can you explain what a drum circle is?
Yeah, I mean, we know we're drumming and we know it's a circle, but it's so much more than that. You know, there's not a lot of environments like that. Tell me where else you can kind of go like that.
Well, I'm down in Fort Lauderdale. We don't have that.
It's free. A lot of them are free. You show up, a lot of them on the beach. You lay down, you might have to pay to park or whatever, but whatever. I mean, you know, you can meet people, you can network, you can heal, you can grieve, you can do all these things. You know?
It's funny that
it's
you
amazing.
Say healing with drums, healing, sound. I always say sound frequencies coming from certain types of music and drums and everything. I mean, you're putting out that sound hertz, that 432 sound hertz from the drums. And once again, like we talked about in other podcasts, that's going to go ahead and, provide the crowd a little bit more of less anxiety. They're going to get happiness, more engaged. So it's kind of, I believe that sound is probably one of the most medically thing that you use for therapy. They used to use bells in World War II to heal the people. They would ring the bells and everybody would kind of get a little bit better, but they took them down. And that's what you're doing, Cameron. Putting out this good sound therapy too.
Well, thank you.
Yep. Yeah, fantastic, man. The drum circles, you guys got to check it out. And by the way, at the end of the podcast, we're going to have Mr. Cameron, Drumming with Cam. He's going to do a little demonstration. He's going to go ahead and jam out. So
I'm going
to
pull out the cannon.
Yep, the cam. We're going to go to Cam Land. We're going to Cam Land.
The Cammon.
With the drums. So he's going to go ahead and put on an unbelievable solo. So stand by for that at the end of the podcast. It's going to be fantastic. Well, fantastic, Cameron. So the passion of drumming. Okay. I mean, you got into it, and there's got to be some kind of drive that's making you do it and everything. We want to hear a little bit more about your passion and your drive for drumming.
All right. So it kind of, segue back to what I was talking about, like about that energy that I've had. Like,
correct. You got a lot of energy, dude.
I tried art when I was a kid. I tried art, and I couldn't do the art like drawing and painting. Like, it was kind of cool, but it just didn't catch my thing. And I was like, I liked moving, high energy. We're a lot the same, right? So I was like, okay, sports was great. Up until a certain time, I got kind of like, distracted with other things. But the whole time, like, I was, playing the trombone in middle school, playing the trombone, and in high school, I was in marching band.
Oh my God! Wow.
Yeah, over in the west side of Orlando, where I grew up. But so I believe a lot of that tempo, keeping that tempo, counting, going over songs for years, it's definitely helped me a little bit. But when it comes to percussion, that's all self-taught.
Yeah. Can you do percussions or?
Well, like talking like, congas,
Yeah.
or like the big bass drum, the cannon, or, whatever you got, timbales.
Yeah, because I always see you. I mean, when we go on Instagram, by the way, we'll provide all that. I guess Instagram, you're Drumming with Cam, right? On Instagram. Can you spell that maybe?
Yeah, drumming.
Drumming with Cam. Sometimes
C-A-M.
Yeah, DRUMMIN
G, you forgot the G.
God, drumming. Okay. Drumming with Cam with a G at the end. DRUMMINGCAM. Drumming with Cam at Instagram. So check that out and everything, guys. But he has a whole page about his drums, his stories, and everything. Fantastic. I mean, wow. I mean, these things are just absolutely amazing, man. I mean, how long have you had these this arsenal of drums in your possession?
Well, these congas right here, again, shout out Mark Longnecker. These were actually his, and they were blue. He sanded them down. He put tape on it, and then he made the tiger stripes on this for me, and he gifted me these congas. And there's like a whole video on it and stuff. Like, he did a whole little thing on Instagram and like a video of my reaction, and like, yeah, he's it was probably one of the most amazing gifts that I've ever been gifted by anybody from one of my most favorite people in the world. So
yeah, I mean, it's funny though, because you're carrying this arsenal to a lot of places and everything. I mean, all of a sudden you might go to Palm Beach to see some friends or a different act, or you're going north and south, but these things are in your vehicle most of the time, and you're just bringing them out and rocking and all that. But nothing, let me tell you, nothing delights me more when, we're hanging out, and all of a sudden a particular band is playing, and all of a sudden, like, Cam, will you please come up and jam with us? And then all of a sudden you get this big smile on your face, and you're running out to your car. I'm like, where the hell are you going, dude? And all of a sudden you're coming in with your arsenal, like, like the National Guard or something. You're coming in with your arsenal, and you're on stage playing with these bands and everything. How did this happen? When did you start playing with these big bands and everything? I mean, tell us the name of the bands again, if you like to, and how did this all start? When was your first incident and everything?
Well, before the band, it was yoga. It was yoga with Mark Longnecker and Sea Lioness, my dear friends. Up in Cocoa Beach, we would do this dub yoga, okay? And it was so cool. And it was basically a yoga class. We'd have like an ecstatic dance portion at the end, like drum circle kind of, and people jamming out with live DJs. But because of my ability to perform with Mark and C. Linus, who are both reggae dancehall DJs, affiliated, someone's affiliations with like Culture Shock and all kinds of stuff.
Dance.
And Mark's been a dancehall DJ for 20 plus years and Ink Master semifinalist and yoga instructor. You know what I mean? So,
Wow.
but you're going back. When did the band start? Well, because they're involved in the reggae scene, I knew some local bands. I had no idea I was going to do it. I can't remember exactly how it happened, but big love to Tidal Theory. My first ever band I ever got to just jam on with, and it felt really cool, to be able to because I work hard, I care, and it's nice to be able to every once in a while let that be shown, but not just to see what I'm capable of doing, but proof that people, not just me, can be able to overcome things. Great.
Yeah, that's fantastic. When I watch you play those drums on stage with any particular act, you turn into super cam. You all of a sudden you get this I wouldn't say an intense look, but you get this different type of look on your face, and that smile comes out. It's like a nice tense focus look you got, and you just start drumming away. There could be a nuclear bomb going off next to you and you wouldn't even notice it because you're so into the music and all that. I mean, how does it feel to be called, okay, here we are, Drifting Roots is playing, Brothers Within, all our favorite Florida bands. And of course, we saw you play with Sony Fools with Flint. I think that was back in April. I mean, you did like a 2-hour set with the Sony Fools and everybody else combined. I think you had Sony Fools in there. It was you, and I can't remember the other band. Oh my God, but you were performing.
I think it was it Headspring?
Headspring. Yeah, that was it. Headspring, Sony Fools, and you were playing with both bands for 2 hours on stage. I mean, how does that feel? I mean, they call you up, Cameron, let's go. I mean, what's going on in your mind? Is it excitement or nervousness My first initial thing with any band or musician, I'm there to support them, to listen to them. I'm not there to purposely try and drum with them. Yeah, it's not like you're looking for fame or clicks or money, or you're just doing it for the love.
I love the music. I don't make a lot of money doing this.
But it's good for mentality,
but
brother.
It's the best thing. It's the most impactful thing in my life. The drumming, being able to drum and play music and bring people together with the reggae music, it helps. It's helping me be a better person. Because we all make mistakes. You know what I mean? We've all had our high, like I said, our highs and lows. No one's safe from it, right? And the music is my greatest blessing, personally, because it helps me be able to impact people in way bigger ways than I could ever imagine.
That's the best answer you're going to have. I mean, everybody deals with certain situations all the time. Some might like to go out in the sun. Some like to go to the beach. With me, if I get a little bit down, I'm a gym head. I like to go to the gym and work out to relieve tension and all that stuff. So everybody is a certain thing. But if you don't have a go-to to relieve your depression or anxieties, if you don't have a certain activity, I mean, you're just going to go ahead and kind of be stabilized in that certain situation all the time. So it's important to have some kind of activity all the time. And you got that drumming, man. That makes you unbelievable. I believe that you were you, I think up in, I guess you lived up in Merritt Island or Cocoa Beach, you said?
Yeah, I lived in Cocoa Beach.
They did a newspaper article on you, didn't they?
So Florida Today, my friend, she worked for them at the time, Sarah, and, she was doing a bit every once in a while on people in the community, like a mental health segment. And I've known her for a couple of years, and she's like, Cam, you'd be great to have it on there. And it was an honor to be able to be on there. Not just oh, this is what he deals with, but it's this is what what this guy's capable of doing with what he's dealing with.
To make himself better.
But not again. It's not just me. There's other people. Yeah. There's so many people out there that their dreams haven't their dreams have died, or they gave up, or they lost their spark, or all these things. Whether they get it back or not, sometimes people never do.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes people will never get that spark back. And when I think about that, it breaks my heart, because I thought I was there. At a time. without getting like too, but the music, the reggae music, it's healing. I've met some of the most amazing people, musicians, friends.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's true. Once again, I mean, I wish I was an artist. Oh my God, I was the type of guy in high school.
You can be.
I could. Yeah, maybe.
Just keep coming with me and keep jamming.
We could do that. Yeah. I got to go ahead and start playing something. Right,
Sound
Dad? By the way, my
Live on
dad's
the-
over
on the
there in the
conga.
back. He's watching the podcast, and he plays an instrument. He plays the trumpet. But yeah, I was the type of guy in school. I was worried about the party, the football game, and all that. The bands. Who needs? That's just nerdy. I don't want to do it. But now I see it today, and I'm like, I wish I would have done it.
Well,
but I'm so supportive of the scene, man. I want everybody to thrive.
Yeah.
Local music, right, buddy? What do you think about local music over mainstream?
Local music, Stony Fools, Flint Blade, Mangrove, Mad Mellow, More Better Band. I could keep going. Love you guys, and keep up the great work.
Yeah, they're doing thrives. I mean, I'm having some pretty good luck with a lot of these bands I've done some interviews with, field interviews, and everybody, all you guys are starting to raise the bar and everything. I'm happy to be a part of that.
How could I forget Cairo Reef?
Cairo Reef.
Remember when I was dancing on top of my car? There's a video of me dancing on top of my car to Vanilla Milkshake by Cairo Reef, guys. And it's kind of funny.
Because I walk in. He put out a new song on Friday. It's pretty good.
Yeah,
about him being pulled over by the police. He's calm and collective.
Dude, I walked in Five Guys, and like there's a video of me just walking up being all Cam goofy. I'm like, they're like, what can I get you? And I'm like, I'll take a vanilla shake. And then it cuts off to me dancing. And then at the very end, it cuts off to me. I'm on top of my freaking Toyota just with the milkshake, just like, yeah.
He's a great guy. Of course, we had him on episode number 2, and it was nice to meet Cairo. He's putting out some good waves. I mean, his dub music, but it's you just got to laugh and love it and do it and everything like that. It's fantastic, buddy. Okay, so the drumming's fantastic. The therapy, and that's what we all need. We need some kind of happiness and therapy to go to. You were talking about your inspiration for drumming through humans and friends. I think you were explaining a little bit. Well, we would like to hear a little bit more detail about what's going on with that? Yeah.
So again, like the inspiration, like a lot of the people that I've mentioned, in some way, have inspired me or have motivated me. Obviously some more than others. We have our people that we need to confide in, and that really help push us to be not just have the best of everything, but to just be the happiest version of yourself.
Oh my God. Yeah. That's a good way of saying. Mm-hmm.
Like happiest, like more at peace.
It's funny that you say that. I mean, that's a very good analogy and all that. I was reading something, how you kind of mentioned that they say that 95% of your worries, which everybody worries about, even the most successful people and everybody, we all worry. They say 95% of your worries will never come true. Now, maybe the other 5%, you might have some thingies here and there, but yeah, so pretty much people are wasting their time worrying, but you're doing drumming, right?
Yeah, so when you talked about wasting time, with, growing up, I feel like I have. I wasted a lot of time. Obviously, like I've learned a lot and experienced the good and the bad, but in a way, playing the music, it's offering, this is basically, I feel like a way for me to redeem myself for a very, very long time of not putting myself first completely.
You can't.
In a healthy boundary way.
Yeah,
right?
You're not putting yourself first. You're doing it for the people that makes you feel good. Yeah.
And as a result, because of what I went through, I want to be able to bring people together. I want to start, maybe having these like drum circles, like, with like the youth, like it's cool, like maybe go to a park and get like a bunch, like 12. I know a lot of drummers in the area that would probably be able to help get that going too. But I mean, bringing people together with the power of sound.
Yep. Once again, that's sound therapy. World War II bells. I gotta go to one of your drum circles. I mean, I always see you post it.
Every
now that you're in
full moon.
My family's hometown in Stewart, so I got
every full moon, all over, up and down Florida and beyond, guys. If you're in Florida, you guys want to come to a drum circle. You don't need to know how to drum. It's free. You can just hang out and do whatever. But Jensen Beach, every full moon up here, if you're local to the area,
Is
come
that on
jam.
the beach, or do you guys go to a
No.
park?
So normally the ones that I would used to go to up at the Space Coast, those were on the beach. But this one's Jensen Beach Causeway. It's like that bridge, like right
Yes,
before you
yes.
go on it. There's like a park right there. You can like when you're at the far end where we're drumming, you can see like part of the bridge underneath it.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
But yeah, people
I did
pass it
see
all
a
the
little
time. I did.
Picture on Instagram looked like there was a bridge and everything.
It's actually really nice over there.
Yeah, once again, guys, follow Drumming with Cam on Instagram, and you're going to find out a lot of his work and videos. Once again, DRUMMINGCAM, my ADD. Drumming with Cam on Instagram. So go ahead and follow that. Wow, and this is probably one of the best questions I want to ask you and everything. I saved it kind of towards the end. Here we are. I think it's May. Back in May, West Palm Beach. I think it's called the Island Kava Bar. I can't remember the name of it. West Palm Beach. It was a kava bar. Okay. We all went there. You met me there. I was with JC and Maddie Inc. And we're just kind of hanging out. You sit down. And all of a sudden, the most recognizable reggae rock person in the whole entire, not in Florida, but in the country and probably worldwide. I mean, this guy, he's immaculate. He's unbelievable. He's been around for a long time. And we're watching Mr. Dan Kelly of Fortunate Youth, the main man, just doing a little acoustic inside this kava bar. And all of a sudden, Dan Kelly notices you, and he's like, yo, get those drums and get up here. How did that make you feel coming from he's a legend. He's a legend. How did that feel playing with a Mr. Dan Kelly?
So like the first minute, I never really get nervous when I perform. It's weird, like I have levels of confidence in life with certain things, you know what I mean? But like performing, I go on the stage, I love it. But I was like pretty nervous, like the first like minute, because I was like, I couldn't believe it, like it was such a cool experience, But after like that first minute, like then I finally got my groove, and then I'm like, and I normally don't look around. I'm trying to do better at that sometimes, like when I perform, because I just get locked in. But I was looking around, and I was just like speechless. But I was like locked in at the same time, and it was a beautiful, so much love, Dan Kelly, and. Who knows, maybe this video will come across him and Fortunate Youth.
Vibes Farm. Yeah, I mean, that was special.
Vibes Farm.
I was actually
much love, Vibes Farm.
He's playing with Dan Kelly. What a lucky guy and everything. I mean, I had the opportunity to do a little field interview with him.
Yeah.
He's an amazing guy, man. That guy is just, that's another thing I love about this type of music. The reggae rock, reggae roots, indie rock, is all these artists are so generally wholesome, organic, and nice. Why is that?
Well,
beautiful people.
I mean, it's supposed to coincide with the music. Yeah. However, there's every once in a while you hear of these awful things that musicians that have been done, and I think it's very important because my past, I want to, the reggae music for me, it's almost like, it's like a way of living for me. And to me, it's just simple. It's just be love. Love your neighbors, love your people. Mm-hmm. Try not to, and like, don't get caught up in like the like so much stuff that doesn't really matter, like the materialism of the world and like all these other things, but that's a whole other.
Yeah, it's how you handle it and everything. Yeah. What are you going to do when something goes wrong? Are you going to burn a bridge? Are you going to dwell and cry about it? Or are you going to go ahead and mourn maybe a couple of days and make yourself a little bit better? But, it's amazing that we have the capability of doing that. You see all ages at these shows everywhere. Yeah. Terra Firmata, Reggae, Rise Up, at your venues and all that. You see ages from all the way from 8-year-olds, a lot of them. And I see a lot of people in their 70s. Dad, would you oh, wait, you're in your 80s. Would you like to go to a show?
Absolutely. Yeah, come jam. Maybe I'll have him on the drum.
Yeah, once again, my dad's here. He's an unbelievable guy. Yeah, boy. He's 82, but he's got a lot of energy and everything. So I'm thinking about taking my dad to one of these shows, like Reggae Rise Up. We'll body paint him. We'll go ahead and give him about 5 marijuana. Never mind. You'll love it. Help. Yeah, my mom would be like, good, you're getting him out of the house. It's fantastic. It's good. But that's fantastic, the inspiration and all that. Okay, so we're looking at Drumming with Cam. As we know that things have been getting much better. You moved down here, you're more focused. and you're more recognizable and everything. What are your plans moving forward with the drumming and your promotions and all that?
So, I love being able to look at new types of drums and look at new type of instruments. So, like, I know for a fact, I'm not going to talk too much in depth about it because I really want it to happen. I want to get on the kit. I want to get behind the kit. I want to learn as much as I can. I need to just really, get a practice pad and just kind of hang out with my drummer friends that in the area. And so I got some support locally, people saying I could jam on their drums and, stuff like that. And until I get that stuff figured out, but I know it will happen. I feel like it can. Why not? I mean, I'm drumming with Cam. Like, I think it would be important. I think for me, it would be behoove of me to get on the kit.
Yeah, that's why it's just such a fantastic hearing your story and all that. I've done some interviews with the artists, and they're fantastic, talented people. But they're kind of like committed to their bands. Maybe there might be some side projects here and there, but they're committed. But once again, I mean, it's such an honor when you have all these bands are like, Cameron, come here. I mean, it's amazing.
Well, I mean, it absolutely is amazing. There's just so much talent,
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me, like, it's like when people are like, who do you like the most? Like, who's your favorite artist? I kind of hate that question. I know, I really do, because there's so much great reggae music. And it's funny too, because like when I'll talk to people and they're like, yeah, I like reggae music, and they're like Bob Marley and stuff, and that's great, all hail Bob Marley, you know what I'm saying? But there's so much new genres, and I love the tradition, the original roots rock reggae, like obviously. But this new stuff, I mean, you got to look out for stuff like, like Mellow Dose. What Mellow Dose is doing?
Yeah, Mellow Dose. He makes a lot of money off the stems.
Yeah, Marco, man, like his story, and he works with so many people, man. And that's one thing that I love. Like, I don't like talking crap about like musicians or like, I don't like their style or whatever, because I know what it's like to, like, you work hard. You work so hard to, like, show what you care about, and, like, do what you're doing. And, hopefully, like, you sound good or whatever, but.
It's tough work. I mean, a lot of people think they get on stage, they hit those instruments, especially the new bands, and they go home, and it's a lot of work. Setup, practice, trying to get the band organized and trying to get the right venues, promoting, computers. So, I mean, it's a backbreaking work. But I think the only way it's going to work, which I see that you have, is a lot of optimism and confidence. If you don't have that, you could be Eddie Van Halen. And if you don't have that confidence, you're not going to make it. And you have that. Do you feel that you have 100% confidence right now? Because I think you do.
Well, I mean, especially when Joe's in the room, I think I got like 35% confidence.
Yeah. Well, once again, man, I have the love for the music and everything, and I'm going to do everything on my part to promote it and talk about it. That's, it's organic to me.
So, I mean, we got some things coming up, so to be honest, like the past couple months, I've kind of been like, since I moved here, I'm like trying to like settle. I haven't really been as involved actively with things. I've been kind of spread all over, meeting people, networking, and but it's nice to finally like kind of like, I got my place, like I'm kind of rooted now. So I'm so excited to unleash some drumming awesomeness in South Florida.
Well, I'm so glad. It takes some time to settle
I can be
in.
grateful to.
Yeah, sometimes it takes like 2 or 3 months to finally settle in and
man.
and jobs and apartment and all that. But I know that you're committed and everything, and I guarantee it. I think next week and next Saturday we have a very fun event. So anyway, you guys got to check that out. Terra Vermont on Saturday.
Yeah.
But anyway, guys, here we are. We got a very, very unbelievable special treat for all you music lovers and all your fans. We are going to take this. We're going to take this studio and we're going to make it into Cam Land. So everybody sit back, enjoy. And Cameron, are you ready to jam for everybody?
You got it, buddy.
Stand by and watch Cam in action. Thank you, everybody, for joining here at this episode 4 podcast. and enjoy the music for Mr. Drumming with Cam. Let's go!
Let's go!
Hey guys, thank you so much for watching and listening to this amazing podcast with Joe from Sound Vibes Live here at Rain Cat Studios. And I just want to say, I got a couple words for you. Never let your dreams die. Always strive to be the best person that you can be, and surround yourself with the people who see the amazing potential in you. Thank you guys.